Okay, this is a walk around video tour of this very late 2016 66 reg. It's a Ford Focus. It's a 1.5 TDCi Zetec estate. It's a 6-speed manual, 1.5 litre DCi diesel engine, one owner from new, perfect Ford main dealership, service history, MOT and servicing is all completely up to date with no near-term expense, and the vehicle also has new front brake discs and brake pads which have been fitted within the last 500 miles. It's the upgraded metallic magnetic grey bodywork colour, which is an optional extra. Fantastic car. It's somewhere between what you'd say would be a large estate and a daily driver car, so it's got the best of both worlds. It's size-wise, it's absolutely spot on for jumping in and out of, and also using for practical purposes. The seats fold down at the back and you've actually got a fairly decent boot space. Obviously one owner from new doesn't leave too much to the paper trail. It's quite a straightforward ownership history on this one, and always maintained at Ford. I've got every invoice, every bit of detail on the maintenance printout come to me from a company called Zenith, a very well known company, and obviously it's come to me at the end of its initial 3 or 4 year lease. So in terms of condition, just looking at the vehicle, perhaps a couple of very small stone chips on the front, such as there, but really minor. On the windscreen there's one stone chip here, which you can see at a distance, but as you can see it's right out of view on the far low down passenger side. Now alloys are all in good condition with no noticeable scuffing or curb marks. As you can see, I think on this one, the front near side, there was just the tiniest outer edge mark, which you can just see there, but on the 4 I think that was about it. There's one very small surface mark on the rear passenger door here, and there's also a small scratch on the corner here, which you can see, which I will touch in to take the eye off that in due course. In terms of the bodywork and wheels, I think that really is about it. Not bad actually for the 87,000 miles that it's covered. Usually on that sort of age of mileage you wouldn't be looking at something up to that sort of standard. The other thing I noticed is the Ford badge on the back has delaminated slightly, so that's just one other minor point. Okay, so the boot area, let's just let it come into focus. There we are. Generally quite clean. I've not over prepared it, just hoovered it out and gone over it. The rear shelf is not frayed or worn out. Obviously that's removable. Underneath you've got the bag with the locking wheel nut adapter key in, and there is a spare wheel. All very straightforward. Just looking at the inside, the rear seats have all been cleaned to a high standard, so as you can see they're very clean. The footwells have got overmats inside, which again have all been cleaned, and the general condition back there is pretty good. Now driver's side, again there's overmats in the front. The driver's mat obviously has had some heel wear, but all that's really done is protected the carpeting underneath, so very easily replaceable. Excuse all the sunlight, it does distort things somewhat, but hopefully you can see the driver's seat is in really excellent, thoroughly clean and unworn condition. The same can be said for the passenger seat. Absolutely superb condition. I'm just going to jump in. So in the cockpit you've got the dials obviously, and this is the economical model. It's free road tax and apparently well over 80 to the gallon on a run, which is pretty amazing. You've got the satellite navigation system. There is also reversing parking sensors, which is another optional extra. The touchscreen satellite navigation is also an optional extra, which is a nice thing to have. Obviously has the air conditioning there, and here a 6-speed manual gearbox. There are auxiliary points, so there's a USB socket here for your music interface, multifunction steering wheel, and obviously we've got the stem controls either side for lights and indicators and wipers, etc. Lights are controlled there. I'll just start the engine. As you can see, running flawlessly, as you would expect. The vehicle's surprisingly quiet and surprisingly nice to drive. 1.5, I thought it might be a little more sluggish, but it's actually not. It feels and drives very much on a par with 2 litre models I've experienced. Fords really have upped their game, I think, in recent years. So, in summary, one owner from new, perfect history, lots of recent servicing and MOT expenditure, new front brake pads and discs, so no near-term expenditure. One owner cars do tend to be the best, because obviously the first owners paid the most money for the vehicle. And now, at 4 years old and 87,000 miles, represents really excellent value for money. And only a few very minor surface signs of wear and tear, literally confined to the external. But that really is about all. So, all really good. Documentation and history all shown on my advert via my listing on eBay. My user ID is xfleet, which is X and then a hyphen and fleet, F-L-E-E-T. Vehicles located here in Broadstone in Dorset. Inquire if you are interested, and I'd be very happy to help. Thanks very much.